Join us in wars across the world, friends, as we play as the Conquistadores against the Aztecs in this fascinating 1519 campaign. I can't wait to go ahead and jump in and see just how we do. It looks like it's certainly harder to play as the Aztecs. That makes sense. But we're going to try to follow the story of the Spanish Conquistadors and see if we can't get a victory. Let's jump right in. Okay, our first card draw, and let's take a look at this map. So this is just beautiful, really just representing a specific portion of Mexico, and I'm loving the unit cards for this particular actual DLC. They're just really pretty. What can I say? Now, the one issue we have here... Oh, never mind. I was going to say is we don't have enough officers, but we certainly do. We have actually quite a few officers, and we're going to want to go ahead and make several actual armies before we leave this area. Now, as you can see here, we're burning the ships, and this is something that actually occurred when the Spanish landed. The idea behind this is to pretty much show the men there's no going back. We only go forward now, so you've got to stick with us. Definitely something that's going to be concerning. It also looks like there's the rainy season. This is going to restrict land movement, and that's certainly not good. The enemy leader suffers a +3 penalty to its survival test. Spanish prestige -1. Well, we don't want our prestige to drop, of course, but what we really want to do now is get past the card draw phase, get to the naval movement phase, and we can take these caravelas. I don't think there's much we can do with them now, except maybe just send them to port, have them enter the port and stay here. So let's do that. Maybe they're even going to bring some additional men. But the most important thing, I think, here is going to be to separate our men into several different armies. So, of course, Hernan Cortez is the main leader here. We're going to separate him from the stack. And Alvarado is another well-known conquistador. These guys, Olid and Castañeda, I'm not as familiar with, so maybe there'll be secondary commanders here for the other men. Now, these Rodoleros, you can see that not all of our units have actual firelocks or firearms. You know, there's this misconception that just because the Europeans had unlocked this technology, that their entire armies would be made up of this, but that's not the case. And you can see here with the arquebusiers, the caballeros as well, the crossbows, we've got a lot more at our disposal, and what's really working for us is our armor, not so much our firearms, our armor and our, of course, iron weapons. That definitely helps. So I'm actually thinking I'll keep one of these guys in command. I'm going to actually send Sandoval. He should actually control this stack. So let's go ahead and take Sandoval here. I'm not sure I'm done spreading out, though, but I definitely want Sandoval to have a sufficient amount of men. Let's see if we can just go ahead and make him the commander. No, it looks like it's putting Olid on top of the stack, no matter what. So you know what? We'll keep it for now. Eventually, we'll get Olid enough forces. But for now, I'm going to start immediately attacking the Aztecs here. Let's move into battle. Let's also just try and take these areas. Also, we'll try to get to Ituacan if we can very quickly. But the goals here are these cities in the central areas here, the Triple Alliance. So several different native troops, the Tlaxcalans, the Aztecs, and I can't remember the third, that are fighting for their very survival. So we've got to get in there and try and take these areas. Okay, I think that's going to be it for this turn. As far as I can tell, there's not too much more I want to do. Oh, you know what? Might as well go ahead and conquer that region. Let's just hope that Veracruz remains untouched. I hope that's not a mistake. Okay, here we go, folks. Our first battle at Gempuala. And here we go. I think we can handle it. War Dog. So it's going to be the opponent suffers one extra loss, which is just going to help us even more in this particular battle. And we've managed to rout the Aztecs. Pretty easy victory there. I'm sure they're going to be sending some more serious stuff against us, though. We just don't know. Local tribe submits. All right. So the regions of Campuala, Orizaba, and San Juan de Ola, now controlled by conquistadors, local Indian troops appear here next turn. Pretty much they've accepted that they are not going to be able to beat us, and they have offered their services to our conquistador armies. What could be better? All right, let's end this turn and see just what the Aztecs have in store for us, including their Tlaxcalan allies. Let's see if they're going to send a large army or if they're just going to wait over here and try to sort of starve us out. So Aztecs cannot attack the conquistadors except through card play. Moctezuma immobilized in Tenochtitlan until Cortez is there or nearby. Okay. And the Flower Wars, we're going to actually suffer panic during battles because of this. and that is going to be a problem. So now our men really see the ferocity of these Aztec warriors, and they are much more likely to run off the battlefield. Conquistadors gain $2, but they may not play cards in the following turn. Okay, so interesting. They've sort of shut down our card ability. We would call it card advantage in a board game, but that's fine. We'll deal with it and just keep on moving forward. I think these armies are set to go, and we just need to keep on taking locations. So let's push forward. We might be able to get some reinforcements here, and of course, those native reinforcements. That's right. They are now joining us, and I'm actually going to have some of them merge with our army, so I'm not too worried about naval movement right now. We'll just keep things as they are. Let's get to land movement. Yes. Here we go. Now, some of our units, specifically our native guards, are going to have to stay here. Now, they might be able to move next turn, although these might be guard units, which means that they cannot move their home region. They can't leave their home region at any time. So let's go ahead, merge these armies together. Now Cortés has additional forces, although I'm feeling like as we get closer to enemy territory here, we might want to merge one of these armies with Cortés. As it is, though, I just want to try and free up as much territory near Veracruz as possible. I'm actually thinking we could head north towards Tula and Metzitlan. They're not huge areas, but they do hold victory points. That's what matters right now. So let's head over there as quickly as possible. For now, I'll keep our units here. Although, then again, you know what? No, we're going to have him move over here. Not enough movement points. Next turn, if we can, if he's not a guard unit, then we're going to merge him with good old General Alvarado. All right, let's end it. Let's see how it goes. That's all we can do this turn. We haven't had any serious conflicts yet, really. Just some very minor skirmishes. Leads me to wonder if they have anything that can stand up against us. We'll have to wait and see. Oh boy, I didn't like that. So we're going to have to address that. We definitely are going to have to address that with Alvarado. Or maybe we just move down with this fellow. And we can finally play that massacre card. So we gain $1, but we also suffer -1 to prestige. It also allows us to draw some cards, so I'll take it. Hey, you know, the Spanish were not civil in this engagement. And a local supplies. 1 free replacement for Indian allies, so we gain $2. Not bad. Nice income there of just $2. Be more like 2 gold coins. Alright. And it looks like we can also purchase some additional units. Although we're going to have to put them in Cuba. So I'm guessing that's why we have the ships, so that we can transport the units from Cuba over here, if I had to guess. So now we're going to move the ships back to Cuba. Ooh, we can't get there. Let's just leave the port. Maybe next turn? There we go. So we've entered the port of Cuba. I see how this is going to go. Very cool. We're going to be getting some pretty neat reinforcements. Now, I'm hoping that this guy alone is going to be enough to take on these warriors, but I just don't know, honestly. I'm going to try. We're going to hope for the best, of course. I'm going to take good old Alvarado, and I'm going to move into Tizaplan. This is officially Tlaxcalan territory, and we're starting to see some of their tribal chiefs here. Some Aztec tribal chiefs, actually, in Tlaxcalan territory. So as you can see here, some units can't leave the region. We were worried about that. Unfortunately, our natives are not going to be able to join us as we conquer these areas. Let's just hope that the rest of our men are able to fight off the natives in this area. Now, the bonus, or the positive here, is at least the enemy can't get behind our lines and cut us off that way. So let's go ahead and end the turn, see how these battles go. Linko. Fuego. Got some artillery and some crossbowmen. It'd be nice if we had one additional, like, melee unit. I feel a lot safer. And there we go. We got very lucky here, but Olid was able to carry out our first major victory here. And at Tizaplan, let's see how Alvarado does. And oh my goodness, do they have a lot. Let's go ahead and play the cavalry charge card. So we get +1 attack here. +1 roll, essentially. And as for our panicked units, I guess we'll panic the Rodoleros. Choice of units hit. Yeah, we might need to get out of here and get a much bigger army. Victory Conquistadors. So, like I said in previous videos about this game, it's very to the point in the sense that these battles, you don't necessarily win them just by routing the enemy off the field. This army was larger than us, but since we got so many hits against it, we essentially caused it to panic and run off the field. So really, really useful stuff, and of course, you know, it's the difference between victory and defeat. Well, let's play this Torrential Rain card. This will shut down the enemy movement just a bit, although it's also going to affect our units. But I think it's an acceptable trade-off, since we need some more time to really get our armies at full strength and really, you know, to get into these positions to create a safe zone for our landings at Veracruz. At least that's how I see it. And some good old conquistadors that'll be joining us next turn. Let's see how the Aztecs play it. Are they going to go straight out for a massive assault? Or are they going to try to take us down little by little? Okay, that 18 income gain is frightening. I mean, they certainly hold the most valuable locations on the map right now, and if we don't take those cities, you know, we're never going to be able to compete. There's just no way. But I think what's important is just keep this going, just keep the attacks going, and hopefully we ultimately break through. So I wonder here with the naval movement, and this I'm fairly new to, can we just offer the guys passage? Or we're going to have to use our land movement just to put them on the ships. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. So we'll use our land movement stack to get on the ships here. Here we go. I'm hoping that that's correct. I think so. We put them at the port. Now, with our remaining men, specifically Olid, I don't trust Olid can actually take this area out, and I actually kind of want to get away from Tlaxcala right now. Although, you know what? We're going to need a larger army to take on that guy. So, I'm actually going to move forward. I'm going to do something a little controversial here. Can he move again? Yes, he can. So, we're actually going to have Cortez go ahead and just control this larger army. We're not going to be able to attack this province this turn, and I'm not sure he's strong enough. But we're going to try to attack Naulinco. I'm actually not sure that was such a good idea. I think the enemy might be fairly prepared here at Perotti. Look at that, yeah, a lot of enemies. We're going to need our larger force to take these guys on. They're just quite well stacked, and you can see several different tribes being represented here. It's not just Aztecs. Well, one of our guys is going to get hit. We're going to have to panic him, and the Aztecs, of course, winning that victory. Let's hope that he can at least hold out at Naulinco for the very rest of the game here. They're eating up these victory points like they're Skittles. It's pretty terrifying. We need to start getting some major wins in these battles. Okay, it's back to us, and I've got a new approach for these next few turns. I really think I'm just going to make absolutely sure that I make a large army, move around here, and take out their larger armies, then get some smaller armies to eat up the rest of this territory and push for these larger cities. The Narvaez expedition. Cortez moved to San Juan de Oloya and fixed there one turn with a large conquistador reinforcements. A city is also created there. Alright, beautiful. That's very good news, and probably going to make us a little bit stronger here. Now, as for naval movement, I really hope that I got this properly. Please tell me we did. I don't think we did. I think we're going to have to figure out another way. Yeah, they're not on the ship. For how to get the units on the ship. That's something I've never actually experienced in this game. So maybe, oh, there we go. Okay, that's good. So let's see if we can get them out. Yep, we can get out of the port this turn, and we can even enter port at Veracruz with those two infantry units, which I'm sure we'll be able to start moving next turn. So I love it. Wait, did they? Please tell me they dropped off. They did. Okay. Welcome, boys. Okay, let's end the turn. We're going to have those guys join Cortez. Actually, not Cortez's force. We're going to have those guys join Olid's force. So let's go here. And now Olid will actually have some additional troops. Oh, he might even be able to attack these guys. Not this turn, but certainly next turn. Meanwhile, with Cortez, I'm going straight for Tlaxcala. No, it's too early for that. We can't be that reckless, can we? Let's go to Ocoteloco. I love that name. And move back up to Tuayapec. Here we can decide if we want to merge or if we just want to continue taking enemy territory in this way. We can even go north from Otumba, down to Texcoco, and into Tenochtitlan that way. But let me know how you guys think we should approach this. I'm going to go ahead and save here, and if you guys want to see the rest of this particular campaign, then make sure to let me know you want to see that by hitting the like button, dropping a comment down below, and subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope we can get a victory here for Cortés and his conquistadors.